Most people think grief only shows up when someone dies. What if I told you some of the deepest grief we carry is for what we never had, something that never happened? For example, the childhood we didn't get, love we were never shown, the apology we never received. This is silent grief. And if you've ever felt heavy inside without knowing why, you may be carrying it too. In this video, I'm going to talk about the grief no one talks about, the one that hides in your everyday life, quietly shapes everything. Hi, my friend. I'm Kimberly. I've been through a lot of different situations in my life, some joyful, some painful. And along the way, I discovered something I wish someone had told me years ago. Healing isn't just about big, obvious wounds. Sometimes it's about grieving what never was. And until we do, we can stay stuck in patterns that keep breaking our hearts. Grief isn't just sadness. It's the ache you feel when something important is missing, but you can't point to a specific loss. There was no funeral, no public mourning, no support group, because the thing you lost, maybe it never even happened. Maybe it was the parent who was there physically, but not emotionally. The dream you never got to pursue. The version of you who never got the chance to thrive. The relationship that ended without explanation or even an apology. The feeling of safety you never felt, even as a child. Silent grief is the absence of something we desperately needed. And because it's invisible to the outside world, we often bury it, even from ourselves. Grief doesn't disappear just because we want to ignore it. It finds a way to surface. Once you see it, you start to realize how many people are silently grieving in plain sight. A woman who constantly doubts her worth because no one ever made her feel seen or valued as a child. A man who avoids emotional intimacy because he was never taught how to feel safe with his own emotions. Someone who keeps chasing unavailable people, trying to finally earn the love they never got growing up. A person who walks through life feeling numb because they learned early on their feelings weren't safe. These aren't just personality traits or quirks. They're symptoms of grief. Unseen, unspoken, unresolved grief. And maybe you recognize yourself in some of these things. One of the hardest things about silent grief is that no one validates it. When someone dies, people send flowers. They make casseroles. They send cards. They say, I'm sorry for your loss. But when you're grieving the emotional neglect of a parent who's still alive, or the version of your life that never happened, people don't know what to say. Sometimes you don't even know how to explain it. You may think it wasn't that bad. Other people have had it worse. I should be over this by now. But here's the truth about that. Just because your pain doesn't come with a visible wound doesn't mean that it isn't real. And just because others don't understand it doesn't mean you have to keep carrying it in silence. Silent grief doesn't just stay in the past. It keeps playing out over and over again in your present day. And here's how. If you find yourself people pleasing, that's one way. You keep trying to earn love because deep down, you never really truly felt love for who you are. Perfectionism is another way. You hold yourself to this impossible standard because you're still trying to prove you are enough. Emotional numbness is another. You struggle to feel joy and sadness because somewhere along the line, you learn the feelings weren't safe. Attracting the same painful relationships. You unconsciously seek in what's familiar, even if it hurts, because it mirrors the pain you never got to process. Constant self-doubt is another. You don't trust your own emotions or choices because no one ever taught you that they mattered. This is why healing silent grief matters so much. So how do you heal something that didn't happen? How do you grieve something you never had? It starts with giving yourself permission to feel it. You don't need someone else to validate your loss. You just need to acknowledge it. Here are some powerful ways to begin. Name the grief. Write down what you needed but never received. I needed to feel safe. I needed to be told I was good enough. I needed someone to show up for me. Naming it makes it real. Validate your pain. Say to yourself, what I went through mattered. My feelings are valid. It's okay to grieve this. And you don't have to minimize your story just because others don't understand it. Reparent yourself. Yeah, I know that one's a bit different, but you did hear me right. Reparent yourself. Show up for your inner child the way no one else did. Speak kindly to yourself. Practice radical self-care. What do I mean by that? Give yourself the compassion and safety that you never received. Stop waiting for closure. The apology may never come. The person may never change. And yes, I know that hurts. But healing doesn't require their permission. You don't need closure to create your own peace. Let yourself feel. Grief is a process. Let it move through you in waves, in tears, in silence, in whatever way it shows up for you. It's not a weakness. It's your soul releasing what was never meant to be held forever. If you've been carrying silent grief, please hear this. You are not broken, are not being dramatic. No, you're not the only one. There is a quiet community of people just like you who are learning how to honor pain that never got spoken. And I just want you to know you don't have to keep carrying it alone. This is a space for you. If this video spoke to something inside of you today, please leave me a comment below to say, I'm here and I'm healing. And if you want more support on your healing journey, make sure to subscribe. This channel is your safe space for truth, growth, and emotional freedom. You deserve to be seen, you deserve to be heard, and yes, you deserve to heal. So remember, go find your joy, and please watch my next video.